No,
Abe kills Saikuno. I won't say anything.
Okay.
but everyone else will know that you killed me.
Well.
Hey guys, it's Bait with another Among Us Academy video. Today we'll be talking about how to play as crew on 6, which is spamming report to try to avoid the double kill. As crew, you should ideally never finish a meeting with 6 players. Two things could have happened. Firstly, you voted someone out on 7. Usually you should only vote on 7 if you're very sure that the person voted out is an imposter. Sometimes the vote is wrong, so there would still be 2 imposters after the meeting amongst 6 players. Second opportunity for this to happen is you finish the meeting with 6 people, and the reason is there were 6 people to begin with and you didn't vote anyone out. This happens when the vote is often tied, and we'll discuss how to prevent this as crew in future videos. So here's an example of a recent Disguised Toast game where the crew on 7 incorrectly voted out one of the fellow crewmates, Valkyrie, thus leading to 6 people after the meeting with 2 imposters still left. The more common way for there to be 6 people after a meeting is when there is a 6-person meeting to begin with and the vote is tied. Usually either 2 votes for one player and 2 votes for another player, or 3 votes for one player and 3 votes for another player. So often people will say when you have 2 imposters on 6, the game is over as crew. And that's right, you've probably lost. Meeting ends with 6 players, 4 crew and 2 imposters. The imposters just need to get a double kill and then the imposters win, right? Well, yes, most of the time it is a loss, but instead of conceding as crew, we should at least try to clutch out a victory through optimizing our approach to this situation. Here's an example of how imposters usually win: a double kill at reactor. The purpose of this video is not to discuss the mistake the crew made here by voting on 7. Instead, we need to focus on what the imposters do when they are on 6. And that is basically they need to call a sabotage, otherwise the crewmates will be able to push the emergency button. The most common one to call is reactor, and that is because it splits the crewmates apart and it allows for a double kill opportunity. The way to best execute this as an imposter is to go with your imposter buddy and have 2 crewmates spaced far enough apart so if one dies, the other will not be in the reporting range of the original body and thus can't report it before you get off the second kill. Notice how Toast trails Lime here, who's far away from Saikuno Dark Green's body as he gets sliced by Abe. Thus Lime is unable to report the body in time and Toast is able to have the margin of error to get the double kill off. So what's the counterplay? It's simple. You basically need to spam the report button and stick together. Walk to the sabotage, usually reactor, sometimes rarely comms O2 for example. However, you have to walk with at least one confirmed innocent. In this case, Lime and Dark Green, so Sabotages and Saikuno, were confirmed innocent. And they did walk together, but not close enough. Usually both imposters will also walk together with you as well, because they want to get the double kill off. What you need to do is spam the report button and stick together. Do not fix the reactor or the comms or the O2. Having the screen open means that the crewmate who's doing it does not have the report button available because they have to click out of it. And that means that they're going to have much slower reflexes to report a body. So don't even bother opening it. What you need to do is spam the report button and stick together. The imposters often will become impatient and go for a double kill. They're not going to wait out for the sabotage to count to 0. And hopefully by spamming the report button, after the first kill, the report button will pop up for the other crewmate and they're able to hit the button before the other imposter gets the kill off. To be honest, even with this optimal play, most times as crew, you'll probably still lose finishing a meeting with 6 players. However, there are times where you will be able to get the report off, but due to latency, you get killed and the game finishes anyway. It's this weird bug that you might have seen or had yourself. And that's because there is a margin of error, usually the amount of ping that you have with the server that the second imposter has to get the kill off in time. Nonetheless, you gotta try. Instead of conceding and admitting defeat when you are on 6, you should be trying to stick together and spam report, which at least gives you a chance of snatching an unlikely win, which is super satisfying when it does happen.
Kuno, you want to go in
How
with
was that
corpse?
a lie?
Wait,
Yeah. Corpse killed Ray, right?
If
If
Pokey's
voting Dream, we have to vote together, right?
No.
Saikuno saying if Pokey's voting Dream, we have to vote together.
Why would I place myself there? No one knew I was there. I would not have placed myself
Disguised
there.
Toast should have heeded that advice and not voted Corpse.
Oh god.
Otherwise, what happens, which is basically you have a tied vote.
Who didn't vote? I voted for Dream to stick with
So that's
Kobe.
actually a separate topic that we can talk about later, which is you need to vote together as crew. You can't split the votes, otherwise on 6 you end up in a situation where you're vulnerable to a double kill.
Whatever you do, please.
It's funny how Toast is asking Corpse to hit the button when he knows Corpse is the other imposter. But let's see if he can redeem himself by essentially spamming the report button and trying to stay close enough to the others that he is in report range. And thankfully he's able to get it off before Corpse is able to slice him as well.
Yeah, I did sound upset because I got killed.
I'm so confused.
The other important takeaway from this is the person that reports the body on the failed double kill is always innocent. And so here, Toast should be absolutely clear. Pokey and Purple are clear, which makes Black the obvious other imposter.
I accidentally was.
Nice car, you got it.
To be honest, even with this optimal play, most times as crew, you'll probably still lose finishing a meeting with 6 players. However, there are times where you will be able to get the report off, but due to latency, you get killed and the game finishes anyway. It's this weird bug that you might have seen on or had yourself. And that's because there is a margin of error, usually the amount of ping that you have with the server that the second imposter has to get the kill off in time. Nonetheless, you gotta try. Instead of conceding and admitting defeat when you are on 6, you should be trying to stick together and spam report, which at least gives you a chance of snatching an unlikely win, which is super satisfying when it does happen. I hope with these tips, A, sticking together, and B, spamming the report button, you'll be able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat next time you're on 6 as crewmate. If you enjoyed the video, it would mean a lot if you could smash that like button, just like you're going to smash the report button next time you're on 6 as crewmate. Please also leave a comment on your takeaway from the video, as well as any suggestions on any future videos that we can make. We will reply to every single comment left. Also, subscribe and click the notification bell to get the latest videos from this channel. Hopefully after watching this video, you'll be able to experience a similar redemption gameplay and be able to clutch victory from the jaws of defeat.